Dolly Parton. And starring Buck Owens and Roy Black. Archie Campbell, Grandpa Jones, Vanilla Hutchins, Junior Samples, Gordy Tapp, Lisa Todd, Don Heron, Barbie Benton, Minnie Pearl, The Hagers, String Bean, Jerry Miles, Fiddle and Phelps, Nashville Edition, Beauregard, Hattie Baker.
Got jokes in the cornfield, gags in the barn.
Music's on the porch is real good yarn.
Come on, folks, cause before we're through,
We're putting on a Hee Haw just for you.
that's true.
Reading books is a real luxury. About the only time I've ever had to read anything for pleasure is early in the morning, and most of that limited as to what on the back of cereal boxes.
Hey, my elbow just doesn't work right, Doc.
Now, what's a joint like that doing on a girl like you?
Now, here's Buck and the whole Hee Haw gang.
Well, old Dan Tucker, he's back in town, swinging the ladies around and around. First for the right, and then for the left, and then for the one that he loves the best. Well, get out of the way, old Dan Tucker, get out of the way, old Dan Tucker, get out of the way, old Dan Tucker, you're too late to get your supper. Tucker, he's a nice old man. He washed his face in a frying pan, combed his hair with a wagon wheel, and died with a toothache in his heel. Get out of the way, old Dan Tucker. Get out of the way, old Dan Tucker. Get out of the way, old Dan Tucker. You're too late to get your supper. Old Dan Tucker, he went to town riding a goat and a leading a hound. The hound would bark and the goat would jump, and the left Dan Tucker sitting on a spot. Get out of the way, old Dan Tucker. Get out of the way, old Dan Tucker. Get out of the way, old Dan Tucker. You're too late to get your supper. Get out of the way, old Dan Tucker. Get out of the way, old Dan Tucker. Get out of the way, old Dan Tucker. You're too late to get your supper.
Sometimes I don't just know where my legs is taking me.
It's time once again for the continuing love story, Pauline and Pierre. The heartwarming story that asks the question, how far is Indiana?
Pierre,
What is it, Pauline?
I've got a confession to make.
Did you rob a bank?
No, I'm leaving you for another man.
Now that makes me mad. You're leaving me for another man?
Yes.
Well, what on earth is another man gonna do with me?
Get it. I've changed my mind.
Hey, Archie, you look a little pale.
Yeah, a snake snapped at me this morning.
But snakes don't snap.
This was a garter snake.
What's the easiest job you ever had?
Standing in for the governor?
What did you do?
Nothing.
You mean they paid you for doing nothing?
Why not? They pay him for doing nothing.
Junior, I hear you've been taking grammar lessons. Have you learned to talk as good as city folks?
Yeah, maybe even gooder.
Clem, you mean that 3 robbers jumped you, blooded your nose, beat your head in, and took all your money?
Yeah.
Why in the world didn't you fight back?
Oh, I just didn't want to get involved. That makes me mad. And when I get mad, I get mean. I mean meaner than a bohemian orangutan.
I'd say shucks, but that's a little corny for a guy in my position. Say, Roy, what did you do before you came here?
Oh, I was a lumberjack in the Sahara Desert. For years I worked, day after day, long hours, chopping trees.
Well, there ain't no trees in the Sahara Desert.
Not there, they ain't, no.
I crossed a paint bucket with a funeral car.
What'd you get?
A hearse of another color.
Dolly Parton.
Back through the years I go wandering once again, back to the seasons of my youth, and I recall a box of rags someone gave us, and how my mama put the rags to use. There were rags of many colors, but every piece was small, and I didn't have a coat, and it was way down in the fall. Mama sewed the rags together, so in every piece with love she made my coat of many colors that I was so proud of. And as she sewed, she told a story from the Bible she had read about a coat of many colors Joseph wore, and then she said, perhaps this coat will bring you good luck and happiness. And I just couldn't wait to wear it, and Mama blessed it with a kiss. My coat of many colors that my mama made for me was made only from rags, but I wore it so proudly. Although we had no money, I was rich as I could be in my coat of many colors that Mama made for me. And so with patches on my breeches and holes in both my shoes, in my coat of many colors, I hurried off to school just to find the others laughing and making fun of me and my coat of many colors my mama made for me. And oh, I couldn't understand that, for I thought I was rich, and I told them of the love my mama sewed in every stitch, and I told them all the story Mama told me why she sewed and why my coat of many colors was worth more than all their clothes. They didn't understand it, and I tried to make them see one is only poor only if they choose to be. Now, I know we had no money, but I was rich as I could be in my coat of many colors my mama made for me. Made just for me.
Boy, Sherry, we ever gonna have fun tonight? I got 3 tickets to the picture show.
But why do we need 3 tickets?
One for your ma, one for your pa, and one for your little brother.
Here's Roy Clark.
Well, I'm tired and I'm weary, but I must go along till my Lord comes and calls me away. Oh, yeah. Where the morn is so bright and the Lamb is the light. and the night is as black as the sea. There will be peace in the valley for me someday. There will be peace in the valley for me. Oh Lord, I pray there'll be no sadness, no sorrow, no trouble I see. There will be peace in the valley for me. Well, the bear will be gentle, and the wolf will be tame, and the lion shall lay down by the lamb, oh yeah, and the beast of the wild shall be led by a child. I'll be changed from this creature that I am. There will be peace in the valley for me someday. There will be peace in the valley for me. Oh Lord, I pray there'll be no sadness, no sorrow, no trouble I see. There will be peace in the valley for me.
Grandpa, do you like women?
Well, my wife's a good woman.
She must be. You've been married to her 45 years.
Yeah, the first 10 years, me and Ma would fight and fight. And the second 10 years, the kids and Ma would fight and I shut up. And the third 10 years, the kids grew up and we all shut up.
Charlie K.O.R.N. Farquharson, brought to you by Helmut Stuckey's Drugstore. If you're looking for a drug on the market, Helmut's got a special sale this week of all stock they're trying to clear out of the back. Dr. Hurst's pectoral syrup of whorehound, Kilmer's eye water, Leonard's red pills for pale and weak women as long as they last. And believe you me, if they're Stuckey's, they won't last too long. And now it's time for your KORN Old Timers Corner for all our retiring citizens who's been put away in a corner. And today we want to say a special howdy-doody-doo to 76-year-old Reverend Floyd Stilson of Sparrows Grove, who's been retired from being a good soldier in the Army of the Lord. Although I suppose we should say Navy of the Lord, him being a Baptist. Anyways, he's celebrating this important millstone in his life down there in New Tampa, Florida, learning to play your golf. Now, before this winter, Reverend Floyd, he didn't know no more about your golf ball game than a pig knows about Saturday night. He always figured that playing golf was some kind of a sin. But he claims the way he plays it is not a sin. It's a crime. But he's getting along a little better now that he says a little prayer every time before he addresses the ball. He says it's the only way he can remember to keep his head down before he tees off.
Peter's brother Lothium News always said never work before breakfast. But if you have to work before breakfast, be sure you get your breakfast first. I needed that. Well, you need this too.
Oh, how come you never got married? I bet you was pretty and shapely at one time.
Well, yeah, honey, but by the time I realized what Mother Nature had given me, Father Time had took it away.
Hee Haw salutes Altamont, South Dakota. Population 34.
Salute! Porter Wagoner.
I've learned to live my life just a little bit lighter. I'm gonna look on the lonely days a little bit brighter. My heart's been throwed around, it ain't done enough laughing. What is to be will be, what ain't to be just might happen. It don't do no good to worry none. Just turns your hair gray while you're young. Love can make you sing, start your hands to clapping. What is to be will be, what ain't to be just might happen. You can't never tell when love might find you. It could be miles away or right behind you. Some makes you hurt real bad, some makes you happy. What is to be will be, what ain't to be just might happen. It don't do no good to worry none. Just turns your hair gray while you're young. Love can make you sing, start your hands a clapping. What is to be will be, what ain't to be just might happen. I had a love one time, seen me out on a ledge, 14 stories high, standing on the edge. I don't want that kind no more to start my world a-cracking. What is to be will be, what ain't to be just might happen. It don't do no good to worry none. Just turns your hair gray while you're young. Love can make you sing, start your hands to clapping. What is to be will be, what ain't to be just might happen. What is to be will be, what ain't to be just might happen.
Call you my melancholy baby, and that was a good name to call you, by golly. As I remember the way that you look, dear, a head like a melon and a face like a collie.
Where, oh, where are you tonight? Why did you leave me here all alone? I searched the world over and I thought I found true love. You met another and was gone.
Would you mind if I kiss you?
Why, of course I'd mind.
Well, that's just exactly what I like. A girl that minds. Kiss me.
Hey, Grandpa. How's your insomnia?
It's worse, Dad blame it. Now I can't even sleep when it's time to get up. I don't wear makeup when I'm on TV, only SISSIES wears that.
And now, here's Archie Campbell in the barber shop.
What kind of banker are you?
Scissors of Archie's can cut almost anything, except his tongue.
Here, folks, Junior Samples here, King Kong Daddy of the used car public. In front of you here talking about cars. We've got models of every description. Bring that model in, Jimmy. Not that model, clown. My wife's watching. You gotta forgive him. He's been a little bit silly ever since he got dragged face down 16 times through the car wash. You go back and practice your typing, dear. It's that big black machine with the letters on the front. Remember, the number to call is BR549. I think I let that get away from me.
Good morning, Sherry.
Good morning. Gordy, do you have any 20-foot poles?
Now, what on earth would you want a 20-foot pole for?
For touching people I wouldn't touch with a 10-foot pole.
This year is a meat thermometer. It's a meat thermometer, and it's used for on roasties and ducks and gooses and geeses and turkeys and all kinds of fowls and meats and things. That's what all purpose.
Hey, Grandpa, what's for supper?
Oh, fresh turnip greens and cornbread, too, and a great big dish of mulligan stew and rice pudding hot, simmering in the pan, and piping hot coffee. Beat it if you can.
Yum, yum.
You should always keep your words soft and sweet. You never know when you'll have to eat them.
All right, look alive. Let's go down and see old John Henry. Come here, John. Where you been, boy?
Sitting on his pappy's knee. Well, he picked up a hammer and a little piece of steel. Said that hammer'll be the death of me, Lord, Lord. Hammer'll be the death of me. John Henry hammered in the mountain till his hammer it caught on fire. Well, the very first words I heard that boy say, give me a drink of water before I die, Lord, Lord. Give me a drink of water before I die.
I am a Tennessee man, and before I'll let that steam rail beat me down, I'll die with that hammer in my hand, Lord, Lord. Yeah, I'll die with that hammer in my hand. John Henry went upon a mountain, and he looked down the other side. Lord, that mountain's so tall, old John was so small, he laid down that hammer to begin to cry, Lord, Lord. Yeah, lay down that hammer to cry.
To the railroad, and they buried him under the sand. And every time that a freight train would go passing by, they'd say, yonder lies a steel driving man. Oh, yonder lies a steel driving man. Well, his woman Lucy came to see him. Dinner bucket was in her hand. Every time that, all the while that John Henry ate his lunch, oh, Lucy, she drives steel like a man. Lord, Lucy, she does feel like a man.
Now, son, I want you to remember what I'm telling you. Kissing is not sanitary.
Oh, that's okay, Dad. I haven't been doing it for my health anyway.
This week, the Culhanes are discussing their old friend, Harvey Wimbitt.
Whatever happened to old Harvey Wimbitt? I run into him yesterday. What did he have to say? Nothing. I run into him with my car.
Tune in next time when we'll hear Lulu say...
Was it a hit and run?
No, he just laid there.
Did you hear the the wooden horse?
No! What happened?
Wouldn't run.
Gloom, despair, and agony on me. Deep, dark depression, excessive misery. If it weren't for bad luck, I'd have no luck at all. Gloom, despair, and agony on me.
As a doctor, I observe all protocol.
But there's one problem I just cannot solve. In this one situation, mouth-to-mouth resuscitation.
Gloom, despair, and agony on me. Deep, dark depression, excessive misery. If it weren't for bad luck,
Any more of that, you'd have to separate me from the floor with a shovel.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, Buck Owens and the Buckaroos with that there three-tone guitar. Hook it, Buck!
well, now I don't care if the sun don't shine. I don't care if the bells don't chime. Just as long as you love me. I don't care if the tops don't spin. I don't care if the gins don't gin. Just as long as you love me. So darling, let it rain, let it snow, let the cold north wind blow. Just as long as you love me. North to south, east or west, you know I will stand the test. Just as long as you love me. Hickory Don boy. Well, now I don't care if the birds don't sing. I don't care if the bells don't ring. Just as long as you love me. I don't care if the world don't turn. I don't care if the fire don't burn. Just as long as you love me. So darling, let it rain, let it snow, let the cold north wind blow. Just as long as you love me. North to south, east or west, you know I will stand the test. Just as long as you love me. Oh darling, just as long as you love me.
Jim and me both bought a cow, and about that cow we had a wrath. I own half that cow Jack cried to kill my halves, and Jack's half died.
Now, here's Buck and Roy and picking and grinning.
And I have a grinning.
Roy, I'll bet even you don't know this. What do you call a scared banjo picker?
Ah, well, here it comes, folks. What do you call a real scared banjo picker?
A chicken plucker. Hey, Roy. Excuse me, Roy. What did you mean when you told me that you came from a wealthy family?
Well, I do. My brother's worth $50,000.
Wrong.
Dead or alive. Hey, I hear you broke your engagement with Lucy.
Had to. She kept wanting to get married. Going up the creek, going to the world, going up the creek to see my girl, going up the creek, going to run, going up the creek to have some fun.
Charlie Farquharson's job just leaves him cold.
What does he do?
He's a Iceman.
You know, Roy, I finally got me something I've been wanting for over 20 years.
Well, what's that?
A 1951 Studebaker.
All you gotta do is take out the wrong ones and leave the right ones.
Nurse Goodbody,
Yes, Doctor, I'm coming.
is Mrs. Honeytree scheduled for her annual facelift?
Well, Doctor, she called and said she can't afford it this year. So I suggested she come in anyway and have her body lowered.
Elmer Muse once said, "The pen is mightier than the sword." And I agree with him. The sword can only do harm. But the pen writes words that can change the destiny of mankind. Unless, of course, it's an exploding pen.
I think old Judge Withers is a-going nutty.
What makes you say that, Roy?
Well, they say the other day in court, he dismissed the prisoner, sentenced the jury, scratched his desk, and hit himself over the head with his gavel.
Do you know what day this is, Junior?
Yep.
Well?
Well, what?
Well, this is my birthday, and you promised me you'd get me a present today.
The day ain't over yet.
Junior, you're the biggest procrastinator I've ever known.
I'm no pronosticator. I'm an American citizen. Come to think of it, I'm no procrastinator for the month. I think I'll go down to the club.
The relationship between Junior and Sunshine is a strange and beautiful thing. Perhaps more strange than anything.
Prognostication is a waste of time, and so are most other big words.
Howdy, Minnie.
Howdy. I was looking through your merchandise here, and I want to get a wedding gift for my girlfriend and her new husband.
Well, I have an oil painting that might be appropriate for a wedding. It's called The Coming Storm.
Here's Porter Wagner and Dolly Parton.
Our love and happiness both seem so strong. I believe we have a firm foundation that our love can build and last forever.
There'll be times when you may doubt my reason, but I know your love will always make a way.
And I know that there'll be times when we'll have heartaches, but that won't worry us, 'cause love is just that way. I believe we have the right combination.
lifetime searching for the right one. And they'll grasp at any one of love's sensation.
But you and I will search no more, for we have found it.
Yes, we have, honey.
Oh, you and I
We found it on
have
Hee Haw.
found the right conglomeration.
I believe we have the right combination. Our love and happiness both seem so strong. I believe we have a firm foundation that our love can build and last forever on.
Hee Haw salutes Windsor, Virginia. Population 680.
Salute!
Charlie, I'll tell you, it was awful. I dreamed I was on an island with 20 beautiful, curvy girls.
Well, what was so awful about that?
I was a girl, too.
Yeah, yesterday I broke 2 hoe handles.
Working so hard?
Nah, leaning on them.
Yeah, my old pet frog finally got married. Did you let him go on a honeymoon? No, I was afraid he'd croak.
Camilla, that grandpa sure is forgetful. He'd misplace his head if it wasn't hooked on.
Yeah, I reckon you're right. I heard him say yesterday he was going back out to Arizona for his lungs.
With jokes like that, they don't need a scarecrow.
Boy, I wish I was rich.
Well, I'm not doing too bad now. I'm working on my second million.
Your second million?
Yeah, I missed the first one.
My feller and I, for years, have been planning a runaway marriage.
Oh, how romantic.
Yeah, every time we plan it, he runs away.
Buck oil.
Dim lights, thick smoke, and loud, loud music. You'll never make a wife to a home-loving man. A drinking and dancing to a honky-tonk band is the only kind of life you'll ever understand. Go on and have your fun. You think you played it smart. I feel sorry for you and your honky-tonk car. Dim lights, thick smoke, and loud, loud music is the only kind of life you'll ever understand. Dim lights, thick smoke, and loud, loud music. You'll never make a wife to a home-loving man. Vicar Ronnie boy. A home with little children don't mean nothing to you. A lifetime of love with a husband so true. You'd rather have a drink with the first guy you meet, and the only home you know is the club down the street. Dim lights, thick smoke, and loud, loud music is the only kind of life you ever understand. Dim lights, thick smoke, and loud, loud music. You'll never make a wife to a home-loving man.
Well, Doc, I sure had kleptomania. I couldn't go into a store without shoplifting something, but do you think I'm cured?
Mm-hmm. Well, I think you're cured all right, but now, if you should happen to have a relapse, would you pick me up a pop-up toaster?
time we spend with you to share a song and a laugh or two. May your pleasures be many, your troubles be few.
Good night, everybody.
We'll see you next week on Hee